It is episode 31 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee, series 3. And it's a momentous occasion.
It's a big deal.
It is a big deal. It is the last episode for, I'm not going to say the last ever episode, but it is the last one. It is the farewell episode.
Sound like it's the last one.
Yeah.
Like, but it is.
Should we do it like neighbours? Be back in 2 weeks, guys.
Yeah, pop the baby out. She's back.
It's episode 31. It's been 2.5 years, has it?
God.
2.5 years.
I don't know.
Wait, no.
Maybe
3. 2.5
Oh,
years.
two, yeah.
And we've had ups. We've had other ups.
No downs here.
We've had
The
no
producers are very happy with us, aka us.
yeah. We may recommission ourselves, but we are. For anyone who doesn't know or hasn't listened, this is the final episode for quite some time. Because I can't speak. We're going on a hiatus.
A baby-atus.
Because Lauren is with child.
Here it is. Here she is.
So if you have anyone to blame, it is the bump.
It's Freddie.
It's Freddie. How are you, Lauren, firstly?
I'm great. I'm a bit tired. So I am actually like weirdly glad that was the last time I had to go up them death stairs.
Yes.
And get on that tube because walking is tiring.
Is
now.
it? It's,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised you've lasted this long.
I was so cocky last week. I was like, oh yeah, feeling so good. I'm like, she's not even that heavy. I feel so light. Like I'm so used to this. And then literally this week, I'm just like, oh, it's heavy.
Really?
It's hit a bit.
It's getting there.
Yeah. So
Do you think maybe psychologically, because things are kind of winding down
Yeah,
now, maybe
maybe.
you're like, it's time to...
Maybe. I don't know because I do try and like fight it. It was last week when I went to my antenatal class. It's quite a long walk to like the bus stop and then a long walk. It's not a long walk for you, but like for a pregnant person when it's really slow and it's a bit uphill.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have a little stop.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. Sometimes where I walk, sometimes to the tube, Notting Hill Gate.
Oh my God, you hadn't mentioned that before.
No, it's been a while since I've dropped that. I think it is slightly an incline without knowing. It's one of those.
Working them hammies, are you?
It tricks you. And I tell you what, I don't like cardio.
Me neither.
So do you know what I've started doing sometimes if I'm a bit late, which I was to your baby shower yesterday, which we'll chat about. I'll jump on a little Lime bike and cycle
You
to
love
the
the
state.
Lime.
Oh, I love a Lime bike.
Well, you actually left the baby shower yesterday on a Lime bike, and Freddie was still laughing about it when he got home. 'Cause it was like, when we got in, we just like put the telly on, whatever, and E4 was like on, and the In-Betweeners was on.
Right.
And he was like, Lee was very the In-Betweeners when he set off on that bike. Because it like rocketed off and you nearly like went into the wall.
The thing is, those Lime bikes, when you
They're
first
really scary.
put your foot down on the pedal, they really go off with quite a force. And I got on and I was
into traffic.
absolutely pissed. I mean, it's terrible. Don't drink and drive, guys.
Yeah.
And then the bike went whoom, and like whooshed off. And I was like, bye, everyone. Like, Ben
it was the way
terrified.
you waved back like Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Like
It was like, until we meet again, everyone. You probably thought he's going to his death.
I thought, I'll never see him again.
No.
Adam, we have another friend that was like, I can't in good conscience let him get on this bike. All right, then, good night, see ya.
He's funny.
He's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy. We had a lot of
Did you have
laughs
some
yesterday.
lols?
I was quite giddy yesterday. I don't know why.
You were on good form. And Freddie on the way home was like, oh my God, Lee was on form tonight, wasn't he? He was like, it's just so good because the energy was, he just kept that energy up, didn't he? It could have been a really mellow day. And I was
It
like,
could have.
But you were just on form.
Well, I'm not warm up for nothing.
But you had been home, you said before, and you don't get as much attention when you go home, do you?
Oh, was it that?
I think so. I was like,
Was it?
ooh,
Lee's got a new audience.
Yeah.
The
You
thing
needed
is,
to be extroverted. You hadn't
Yes.
got your energy up for the last couple of
yeah.
days, I think.
well, the thing is as well, Roshni is a good audience. She laughs at me.
And she made you work for it because she said to me, she was like, friend of the pod, Rosh, you've heard us talk about her before. She's savage, but she also knew to ignore you at the beginning just to wind you up because you were like, oh, there's Rosh. And you stood up to hug her and she like just waved at you. She didn't realise she'd left you hanging. So she was like, it was the best thing I could have done.
Well, I went up to her halfway through the day and I was like, well, you've shown me no attention. I was like, what the hell's going on? But there was a moment where I was sat with Rosh and Adam, and I was like, ooh, I know what we can do. What we should do is we should sing hymns, but then like we should throw out a genre of the hymn. So like it could be in musical theatre or jazz or like classical, like, and
Very
we do that.
improv.
And then I went, who wants to go first? And like we all just looked at me and then pissed ourselves laughing because it was like clearly Adam was like, maybe you want to go first, second, third, fourth, like
Bit
all
niche.
of them.
Bit niche.
Very
knowing the
niche,
hymns.
very niche. Yeah, we were
Why
singing
are you so
hymns.
obsessed with hymns?
I just think they're good. Autumn days when the grass is jeweled.
Oh, that's a good one.
Smell of bacon as I fasten up my laces. All the things I love so well. No, I mustn't forget. No, I mustn't forget.
Was that in the style of Westlife?
Yes,
90s
no,
pop
I
band.
would need to stand up
Oh,
at
yeah.
the key change. No, I mustn't forget. Key change. Someone get that guy a locksmith because he likes a key change.
Also, cheers to Brian. I'm just saying, you just put the pound back in him there, Brian, giving him this margarita. He's bought us some little presents for our last sesh.
He bought
He's gonna
me.
miss us.
I turned up and he said, "How are you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm so hungover." And I poured. What's up?
I was just seeing what coffee you had.
Oh, right. Okay. Oat flat white. No, oat latte.
Just checking it wasn't pure vodka. or
Yeah.
something.
And Brian, you must have thought, oh, God, he's not going to want this margarita. And then we get in there and bless him, he'd got my little,
And with ice. You're a
moth
good
as
lad.
well. You know, that stands for mix of total happiness. Moth.
You told me this last time. I just thought it was a cool name for a cocktail
No,
brand.
it's moth. It's not that cool, really, is it? Moth. You wouldn't call it
Well, there's
moth.
a cool working men's club in Bethnal Green called the Moth Club.
Oh, yes.
Well,
they do
and
comedy.
comedy.
Yes,
Yeah, big
they
comedy
do.
stuff.
They do comedy there.
So I thought when they first came out, I thought it was like affiliated with them.
Yeah.
It's not.
So thank you very much, Brian. So did you? It was kind of like a low key baby shower, wasn't it? It was chilled.
Yeah, we didn't want to do like the stereotypical girls only, and you all like they get nappies and put chocolate in them, and you have to like guess what's in the.
Yeah, and you eat out those nappies.
Yeah. Oh no, thanks.
No, thank you. Not
And also like Freddie should be there. He's one of the girls.
Yeah, he is.
He actually had a couple of mates that should have come as well, and there was a rail replacement, so they couldn't come.
Oh.
So yeah, so it was just a mix. It was just like a drop in, and I made a cake. You need just something
You
statement.
made a fantastic cake, and it said "Ooh, baby."
It said, "Oh baby, yeah." Did you
Um,
take some home with you? You had a little doggy bag. Have you eaten it?
No, actually, I found it in my tote bag today. I thought, oh, I'll
fantastic.
have that later.
I had it. Some of
Should
it
I
for
have kept it in the
11s.
fridge?
No, it's actually fine because the weather's not really like hot at the moment, so it'll be just right.
Okay, great.
Don't you fret.
Thank you. And yes, we also played a game of the traitors, didn't we?
We
And we just
did.
bumped into a traitor. Well, actually, she was the faithful. She won it. Hannah Bitchkovsky.
Had she just recorded her pod? and
She
that's why
had.
you-
She had.
I thought we'd had a double booking.
It
then.
is funny because where we are, you know, we do bump into a lot of comedians, don't we?
do.
You've never met so many in the
I know, I
last few
haven't.
years.
Honestly, still waiting for someone to make me laugh.
Oh, well, we'll try.
Yeah, we
Yes.
played the traitors, and who won? I
You
was
did.
Hannah.
Why?
Because I outed
Well, yes,
the
you
traitor,
did. You did.
didn't I?
But I do like to host a game of the traitors.
Yeah, because you
like
can really go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and you can really.
Get dramatic.
Yeah, actually, we often do it on holiday. Or like my friends back home, they often have like a Christmas party. On like New Year's Eve or sorry, on Christmas Eve or whatever. God, it's the hangover. And I'll put on like tension music and I'll walk around and
Yeah.
we really get into it. And it's a game that everyone enjoys
Yeah.
because even when you're out of the game, you can still enjoy watching.
And
the
I quite like
people.
if you get out like first because you get killed because people know I'm Jessica Fletcher. So they're like, let's kill Lauren off. Do you know what I mean? So I get killed quite early sometimes. And but it's really fun to watch people, how they act when they're like, everyone else has got their eyes shut. Because people think they're being really subtle and they'll be like
Yeah.
doing big points and stuff.
Or it's funny, like people either go over the top or under the radar,
Yeah.
where they just go so quiet. They're like, or they'll be like, Like their energy all of a sudden changes, and
Yeah.
you're making it very obvious that
Yeah.
you're the
It's really hard for the the host,
right.
to be like, hold it back, because if you see someone who is the traitor and they're like being dead obvious,
Yeah.
you're like, dude, just rein it in,
Yeah.
in.
Come on now. You're bigging up your part.
But Rosh is good at these games, but it's also a downfall because she's the same. She always like pulls
Right.
back, so you think it's her, but it's not.
Well, it's coming back, the traitors.
It
I
is for
said
the
you should have
trailer.
applied
I know,
for
but
it.
then I got up the duff, didn't I?
Yeah, but
So-
you could still do it at Preggers, couldn't you? They've probably already filmed it.
Oh yeah, well maybe I'll do it. I'll apply for the next one
Mm.
because then it'll be.
I'm like double dipping here. I'm
Perfect.
having a sip of coffee, then I'm going back to
That's
margarita.
perfect hangover though.
Mm.
We have loads of reader.
Well, I was going to say,
listener stuff.
our readers, I was going to say that we didn't do the games, like the traditional games, but we have opened it up to some of the Fab Lifers,
We're having
haven't
it
we?
a mini baby shower right here.
Yes. So you put on the Fab Life Pod Instagram. Let's get that up. And we've asked for some predictions from some of the listeners. So let's have a look. So Christine, here goes. She thinks the baby is going to be named May, named after Mae West.
That's a good guess, I think.
Date of birth, she thinks the 30th of October. So the
Today.
day. Oh, it's today.
Recording day.
Oh my God, yes it is.
The water could break at any moment.
Oh my God, don't.
Oh,
What am I going to
distraction.
do if you go into labour?
You'd just book me an exec Uber.
Yeah.
You'd
yeah.
be like, I've booked you a comfort one.
Yeah. I'll send you the Monzo request.
Tight ass.
And then live on the podcast. What a scoop that would be.
That would
£8.5. Is that a lot?
I think that's kind of average, isn't it? Bri, how heavy was your daughter when she was born?
8'11" maybe.
8'11". It's always in the 8, I feel like, is average, like a healthy. You don't want any above that, I would say.
She said ginger hair, hopefully, get the numbers up. Now, someone's put it, they think she'll have blonde hair, but I think it'll be dark.
My mum's convinced she'll have really dark hair because Freddie's hair is so
dark.
It's so dark and it's so thick. Like, it's
Mm.
such a strong. I want the baby to have his hair because he's just got such a good head of hair.
Yeah.
But she might come out. The hair often changes colour at the beginning, doesn't it? So she might
Kate
come out
says
blonde.
she thinks she's got the name. It's a total guess, but I just sensed Elsie. Now,
Elsie.
that is the realm that I would go in for
Yeah,
you.
everyone's in the right realm, but no one's got it.
Really? Well, someone said Norma. They're convinced you're going to definitely going to be called
after
Norma.
Marilyn, because that's her real
I
name, isn't it?
see. Right. Yeah, Norma. Someone's put Angela Jessica Machin Crane. Date of birth, 15th of November.
Ooh,
Time, 4:10. Weight, a lemon drizzle cake for 6 to 10 people. Eyes green, hair colour lilac.
That's a good
She
one.
dyed it. Winnie.
Winnie's
a
cute.
nice name. Firework baby, 5th of November, £7 8 ounces, eye colour blue, hair colour dark. So excited for you, Lauren.
That maybe the fireworks will get me going. 'Cause
Maybe.
fireworks,
It'll be like,
just be like, oh, and then I'll be like, psh.
yeah. Or maybe she'll be like, what's going on out there? I want to
Yeah.
see.
I'm a star. I need to get
Coax
out.
her out. Yeah. And someone's put Heidi. Apparently someone said Heidi. I wouldn't go for Heidi.
No, I do like the name Heidi. People aren't called Heidi, really, are they? You don't meet a lot of Heidis.
No, I don't. I don't actually.
Oh, we've got one in the DMs actually of Helen. Let me get that.
Good old Helen. Yeah, so then also after that we need to discuss, is it Helen Groves, Fab Lifer?
It is Helen Groves.
She loves it.
And also Kelly O'Brien sent name Fletch, obviously after Jessica Fletcher.
Fletch.
25th
Good for a boy, but it's probably not a girl name.
Yeah. Date of birth 25th of November, so I'm going overdue. Time of birth 11:55 a.m. I love how specific people are getting. £8.1, and eye colour brown, hair pink.
Of course. Hair like the Fab Life logo.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the old one. We don't.
Yeah, Helen has said, hi, Lauren and Lee. I'm not happy that this week is your last pod before you go on mat leave, but I want to wish you all the best for the baby. Name Dolly.
Oh.
Date 20th of November. Time 2042. Didn't know you were in the armed forces, Helen. Weight £7.5. Eye colour blue, her colour brown.
Wow.
And I think there's
Dolly. I didn't think.
a few people have
Dolly.
guessed Dolly after Dolly Sticks Obs.
Yeah. Oh, that
and
would
many
be
other
nice.
famous
Maybe
dollies.
that. Are you going to have a middle name? You don't have a middle
There's
name, do you?
no. I have a middle name. You
Oh.
always forget my middle name, which I'm.
Oh, is it something like? Is it something like?
It's like a mum name.
Yeah. Is it like Donna or something?
It's Denise. Yeah.
It's Denise. Denise.
Yeah, you did this exact same thing last time.
Oh, did I?
You're like, I love that I've forgotten.
Yeah.
You don't have one, do you? That's
No.
fine. Brian, what's yours?
Gerard.
Gerard.
That's
Oh,
good.
I like Gerard. I think you look more like a Gerard than a Brian, to be honest.
Yeah, you should mix
You
them
should
up.
change it.
You should change it. And one last one here as well.
Denzi.
Hi. Dempsey, I know. I used to like, when I was younger, I used to love it because everyone had the same middle names. Louise, Elizabeth, like all of our like generation. You're just like dying. So I was like, yeah, mine's Lauren Denise Crane. Like, I used to
Oh,
think
God,
it was
I bet
like
you
dead
loved it.
cool because no one else had Denise.
Hi, Lauren Denise Crane, LDC.
Denise. That's what I used to think as well. The Blondie song.
Oh, I don't know
Got
it.
a crush on you. Just,
Oh.
take the E off.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this is a Heidi one. Time 29th. Date 29th 11th at 3 a.m. Oh,
Oh.
Jane, I hope it's not at 3 a.m. Weight £7.4, eye colour blue, her colour brown. Wishing you all the best, Lauren. We'll miss you both during the break.
We also do need to discuss very quickly the very, very sad news about Matthew Perry.
Oh my God, it's so sad. A bit suspicious though, I think. He's a bit young, so I hope he wasn't struggling to deal with addiction again, and like that's how the death kind of.
Yeah,
came
it's
out.
weird, isn't it? Because you do feel like he's one of them where you're like, oh, you almost never expected it to happen.
Yeah, but were you not shocked as well? Like I almost wasn't shocked as well because I knew he'd had like a troubled life and that had been really
Yeah.
sad. So it's like, but so sad. And the like people are at the friend's apartment in New York putting flowers down.
Are they? Oh.
Where's the other place they're doing it? Like, oh my God, where else is so sad?
Central Park.
Maybe. I've seen like a few places where people are putting like, it's really like how our whole generation is like affected by that.
Yeah, I wanted to like say that, but I did a live with Nadia
Yeah.
a couple of weeks ago or last week,
Oh,
and I tell you what, I'm not good at sincerity.
I know.
So I
did see the clip.
You did see the clip, so
Yeah.
I just absolutely made a boo boo. I thought I was going to get cancelled. It was live, and I said, oh right, okay, so on to the headlines, and then like, and then I went, oh, tone change, and then I like made myself laugh because I was basically telling myself to do a tone
do a
change.
tone change, sure.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh no, and then I started laughing,
Oh,
and I was like, oh no, I can't laugh. It's very serious, very serious. Yeah. So, and then I got the giggles,
oh, great.
and then she was like, what is it? And I said, so it's actually very sad news. I said, do you know Bill Kenwright? And she goes, oh yes, theatre impresario. I go, well, he's died. Like, and then I was literally like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, it was terrible. Because I went,
God.
do you know Bill Kenwright? Oh, he's died.
Well,
Like, I
he's
can't
dead.
do it. Imagine them on BBC News.
Yeah, you're not going to be taking Fiona Bruce's job anytime soon.
I had to do a news like reading once, and this is the thing. Me and my friend had to do like almost a bit of a This Morning type script for our presenting module. And one of the lines was something like, when little Jimmy, suffered from, I don't know, something or other, his life was changed forever. It was a really serious condition. Well, I
Yeah.
was fucking pissing myself
Oh my God.
because you're not supposed to laugh.
Well, that's I
And
got
I was
nervous
like,
in the traitors and I
when
laughed.
little Jimmy fell out of the window. Like, she had to like leave us to like, I had
Laugh
to
it
get out
out.
the room.
Oh
She was
my
like,
God.
you're going to have to take a break.
Is it real art form?
I mean, I just can't do it.
It's real art form though to go from really serious to then be like, and in other news, there's been a dog costume competition. Like
They always do that with local news as well,
Yeah.
don't they? They're like,
the guy on BBC London is really good at it.
they'll be like, with reports of flash flooding, we can expect this to go a little bit worse. But in some joyous news now, local legend Sandra. I always say Sandra. And she has just done a paraglide at the age of 97. We're sending you all our love, Sandra. Take care and stay safe.
You did it then. See, why can't you do it?
Well, no, because I couldn't do the serious. I was like, oh
you did
god.
serious flash floods was maybe weather's good, but like
Yeah,
the next
maybe.
step is,
Yeah,
like announcing someone's obituary or something.
like
it's
if
not
they
good.
showed videos of the floods and like there was just someone kind of like slipping in the water,
You'd be busy
I'd be
with
like,
yourself.
look at them. I mean, so bad.
I love a blooper reel.
I mean, one of the favourite ones was that video.
That guy in the
That guy in the wind.
Oh my god, let's do some throwbacks on the gram.
Yeah, well, you know, I was thinking what we should do because this is the last episode. We should. Have you got any memories of the pod?
Memes. That was one of the times.
Memes, guys, memes.
Any good memes? That was one of the times I like laughed the most. Imagine, because I could see, you know, when you just replay something in your brain, and it was when we had that. Do you remember them high winds?
Oh, I do remember them.
They were mental, weren't they?
Oh, they were mental, those winds.
For that businessman trying to sit down.
He was trying to sit down.
It's like he sat down for his lunch. You know what I mean?
I mean, who would go out in that?
I know why. I think he thought it would stabilise him to sit down. It just got blown away.
Blew him across the bench.
Honestly, that was a good meme.
Yeah, I think one of the recent ones, which went down very well with the listeners, was the Bobby Davro story.
Oh my god, the Bobby Davro. I feel like I told that story, and when I was telling it, I was going to tell you before the pod because I was like, this is ludicrous. And also, it wasn't my story to tell, but then the fact that people found it really funny. Brian, was that before your time, the Bobby Davro tale?
Ate my hamster.
No, my friend who was on the pod
That's
once.
the only Bobby Davro story I know.
Oh, no, he ended up
he ate a
sleeping on.
hamster?
He was on the front page of the Sport. Bobby Davro ate my hamster.
No.
Oh, shit.
Well, this should have been on the front of like the Daily Star or something. He slept on my friend's couch after a night out in freedom. It was so random.
And it was
And
his
he woke-
birthday.
And it was his birthday. He had to wake up and kick him out the flat. And his mum was on the phone. And he was like, I can't tell my mum that I'm just about to kick Bobby Davro out.
Oh,
He gave him 20 quid for his birthday.
God love him.
Yeah, God love him.
Well, not for the taxi.
Well, he dropped him off, didn't he?
Well, yeah. And I mean, just think about it. 2.5 years we've done this and we've kept it up. We've not had that much of a break.
No, that's like a very strong
Oh,
relationship.
because we literally, I mean, as I've said before, I am a quitter.
We're commitment phobes. If
Ah.
something doesn't go right for us, we're like, right,
Something is mildly inconvenient for me. Nah,
it's over.
done. Like, yeah, and here we are.
Here we are.
We started remotely. We started during lockdown 3, was it?
Yeah, we started a bit late. That shows how, we could have started lockdown
We
1.
could have, yeah. We'd probably be arenas selling tours
Yeah,
now,
but we were too busy getting pissed.
Nah, we were too busy having a breakdown. That was just
Being
me.
unemployed,
Oh,
being
God.
on the dole.
And then we found the Vauxhall podcast
Yeah.
studio.
We have tried other studios.
It
as well.
has it's had a renovation, hasn't it? It wasn't always
Yeah.
it wasn't always this
was red
colour
before.
table. Red chairs before.
Yeah.
Now we've gone blue.
They're still not very breathable though. Like you do get very sweaty in them. Do you know
Yes,
that?
you do. Hopefully when they come back. I'm trying to think of other memories of the pod.
Mems of the pod.
Room 101's the guests, of course.
Room-
We
do you
should
know
talk about the
what?
guests.
I've got a couple of new ones for Room 101 and I keep thinking
Well,
about
why
this.
don't you pop some in?
Pop some in, come on, just before we go. The one thing they have, when people have a coat and it's got a slit down the back and they leave the tack in.
Oh, yes.
And they
And
think
do
that's
that
how
on
it's meant to
jackets as
be.
well,
I know,
yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, we're in a blazer. And I just want to go up to them and just like do that on the tube. And
Yes.
it's like, I'm like, dude, it's not meant to be like that.
Right.
But yeah, I've said that to people before and they're like, no, it's meant, I'm keeping it sewn. I'm like, no, it's a tack, take it out.
Oh,
So that's going in Room 101.
right.
And
Very, very niche, that.
My mum had a new jacket the other day and I was like, oh, mum. And then I was like, oh, yeah, the amount of people on the tube I've seen and I just want to
These people on the tube, just
Honestly.
take your tack out.
just take your tack out, guys. And then the other one, this is more of an ick. This is quite niche. But it's the people who, Somewhere Beyond the Sea. Is
Somewhere
it that one?
beyond the sea. What
But
do you
there's
mean?
a bit, oh no, it's Light My Fire.
Right.
I knew it was a one Will Younger song. When people try and sing the Light My Fire, Light My Fire, and they try and get it right.
What?
Oh no, is it Somewhere Beyond the Sea? It's the Light My Fire bit and then the I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. What song's that?
I want to.
No. Brian, help us out.
What the
song is
fuck?
it?
I don't know. What's going on?
Hey, I gotta leave the young thing alone. Ain't no
Ain't
sunshine.
no sun. Oh yeah, I know.
That bit.
I know.
It's been on a couple of times, like on the radio stuff recently, and everyone knows that song, and they go, I know, and it gives you the ick. You're like, don't try and sing. No one gets the right amount of I knows. Just stop singing that bit.
Right.
So shout out to people who try and sing the I knows.
So shout that. I mean, too extremely. I didn't think you could get any more niche from the tack.
It's just they've just recently happened, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
is this
god.
just something you need to speak to a therapist
Maybe
about?
it's like a pregnancy ick.
Yeah, maybe.
You get
it's
like
just-
you
you're
get a
just
bit
like,
icked
"Oh."
more than, like easier.
Were you icked out because we were quite drunk last night? Were you like, oh god, drunk? Are you
No, everyone was on really good form.
Yeah,
actually,
they
so no one
were.
was annoying. The other thing is I can't handle is like Freddie's drunk breath, like booze breath.
right? Does it
Not
make you a
just
bit
Freddie,
sick?
like just like that sweet booze smell.
Yeah, especially when people have had like Guinness and beer.
Yeah, beer, it's dead sweet, or wine is the worst.
Oh,
as well. He hadn't
really?
had wine, but I'm like, oh, I can't wait till that doesn't knock me sick. that
Yeah.
smell.
Well, he was saying that like, have you missed alcohol? It's kind of making it.
You
the
kind of
thought
just get
it-
used to it because you can't. You just. It's weird because
As
you know,
I,
like we've had quite
or
an
another.
active, we've had quite like a sociable weekend, which has been nice because we've both been off. so
Maybe that's why
fine.
you're exhausted though.
I
you
know,
you
been
do have
out
to
and
be on
about.
form.
Oh no, and I was thinking in the pub on Friday night, I was like, I'm having such a good time, blah blah blah, and I'm like, you can do this without booze. Oh, Bry's opened his second.
Yes, Brian.
join the party.
Come on. Moths out for
You
the lads.
realise how easy it is to actually, because you literally have no choice. But if I wasn't pregnant, I would have been hammered on 3 days.
Yeah.
You know, but I miss a cocktail.
Do you?
I don't miss like I've had a couple of I had a Guinness on the weekend. It was great. But I'm over like at the beginning I wanted like a beer, like something refreshing.
Yeah.
It's like light and like the other things you can kind of get away with having like at the end, like she's fully
shandy
cooked.
or something.
I've had a little shandy. I had a half a Guinness the other day. Get me iron in, but I miss the hard liquor.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
The hard stuff.
I miss
Your
like
gimlets,
a gimlet, a
your gin
martini.
martinis.
Yeah. I want like a
Yes.
really cold, well-made cocktail.
Oh, that's going to be your first one. Shall I do it for you?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we'll
Do you
film
like a
it.
dirty martini?
I do, yeah. 3 olives.
3 olives?
Yeah.
Oh, and I tell you what, where I live in Notting Hill, the olive stall, they're the best olives around. And
stall.
I always go, I pass
What
the
do you
woman-
go for?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked. Just the kind of normal ones in
Green.
like bit
Yeah.
green. Oh yeah, I don't really like purple olives.
Yeah.
But I'll eat them. But so they've also got some with like garlic in. They've got some stuffed
Oh,
with
yeah, lovely.
almonds. But they're just so juicy.
Yeah.
And I always go and I get the little wooden spoon, and she knows me now. So she's like,
How often are you eating these olives?
"Hi, darling," and I'm like, "Hello, how are you?" And I go, "Oh, how can I resist? Best olives around!" And I shout it from
You're like, guys, stop.
guys, best olives around. Yeah.
I've had a martini made before though, and you can tell that they've like washed it. It's been in with like the garlic and peppers,
Oh right.
and they've like because they've ran out of normal olives.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's Herbie. That
Herbie goes to Hollywood.
that's Herbie martini. It's a new one.
Herbie martini. Well, I found a recipe the other day, and it was saying like olive bitters in there. So you put a bit of
Oh,
olive
so it really
bitters.
like
So
ramps
it
up the olive.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try just for you because I'm not
Try
a
it.
massive martini person.
Yeah.
I mean, they are strong.
They're fucking strong.
Mm.
Yeah, but they're just great.
Yeah. So
Having
that's
one at
gonna
the
be your first
Savoy
one, do you
is
think?
great. Maybe, or something like I'd quite like a zesty one, like a gimlet, where it's
Yeah.
like it packs a punch.
Do you like a margarita? You're not. Are you?
I do, yeah, but I prefer gin to
Yeah.
tequila.
Interesting.
There was a lot of margaritas going down yesterday. Everyone was enjoying the margs.
I didn't have any
You
marg.
didn't have
Well, I
one?
went on to red wine.
Oof, honestly.
Although then afterwards I did go on to, but I went to Satan's Whiskers.
How was it?
It was very good actually. Some lovely cocktails.
What did you have? What cocktail did you have?
I had a kind of spicy margarita. Then I had a kind of fruity type one, and then this was probably why I don't feel great. I had 2 old fashions to finish.
Oh,
Whiskey.
ending on a whiskey.
I mean, it always reminds me of when I was in lockdown and I had a bottle of red wine to myself, and then I had
whiskey.
5 neat whiskies.
Oh God.
And I remember the next day thinking, this is where I die.
I'm gonna die today.
I die today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lockdown, honestly, we've said this quite a few times on the pod. Some of the worst hangovers I've ever had
Yeah.
were in lockdown.
And you've
And I
been to
thought I
your
was going to
kitchen.
die. Yeah, and I was literally dancing in the kitchen.
Because
No kicking out time, though, is there?
no kicking out time, no cues for the bar.
Yeah.
You
No
know,
measures
No measures.
by the end. And also, like, we're like you, where we have a bar trolley. So you can make really strong, I was like, what cocktail should we have next? And we had all the fucking ingredients.
Clang, clang, clang with the trolley.
Yeah, it was literally like,
Yeah.
white lady, margarita,
Yeah,
martini,
all of them.
what do you want?
All of them.
So strong. And you just neck it.
No, it's definitely a concern. He says as he's drinking a Monday afternoon margarita, but it's a special occasion.
It's a special card.
It's a special occasion. Well, I'm trying to think of some other memories of the pod, but the trouble is we don't really remember what we say after
No.
recording it,
We
let
should-
alone
We should get listeners to write in.
write in PO Box
PO Box.
69.
69, yeah, again. DM us because we can look for some clips in lockdown. In lockdown? I will be locked down.
Oh, you will be.
Oh my God, it's like the 4th lockdown for me.
Oh, bless
It
you.
won't. I'm going to try and be out. I'm going to try and come up
Are you
with
going to be
out
one of
there.
those like yummy mummies?
Well, look at me, yeah, obviously.
She's a MILF, guys.
A mill.
As if you're going to be a mum.
Oh, it's dead weird.
It's
isn't
so
it?
weird.
It's dead
Oh,
weird.
it's something that someone called Denise would be.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
No,
going to start
get
going
lost.
Denise.
Denise is a great aunt. These days.
Denzi.
Denzi.
Do you know any Denises?
Denise Van Outen. I
Oh.
don't know her personally.
No.
She's like too young looking for that name.
Yeah, sometimes people say Denise.
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 Yeah, like it's actually Denise. Oh, I didn't tell you this. The other week I met a Karen and she insisted. She was great. She was amazing. She was like, she looked like Emma Thompson. She was really attractive, like older woman, you know, vivacious. And she's called Karen, right? But she was like, no, it's Karen.
Oh, for
And I was
God's
like, it's not
sake.
though, is it?
How do you spell it?
Like Karen.
Right.
And apparently, like, she cut someone down in a meeting
Kieran.
because they were like, "Oh, Karen, you made that point," you know. Blah, blah. And she was like, "No," and it was like really awkward. So it's like a real bee in a bonnet.
But
about it.
Kieran is like a man's name.
Well, she says it's Karen.
Kieran. That's a very Karen thing to insist,
I know
isn't it? Really,
is.
let's
I
face it.
know. She didn't have the hairstyle either. She didn't have the Karen hairstyle, so you didn't see it coming.
No, I do feel sorry for Karens.
Yeah,
like
'cause they've been
it's just
labelled.
become this thing.
I know. God love him.
But isn't the male equivalent a Brian?
Kevin.
Oh, Kevin.
He's like, no. I thought it was like a Keith or something.
Keith, Kevin,
I always feel sorry.
Kevin. Yeah,
My friend of the pod, Ben. Well, he's not a friend of the pod because, as we know, he doesn't listen.
too busy catching up with neighbours.
He dated a Keith once.
Oh,
And he was only a few years older than us. And we were like, I think we were like 22 and he was about 30, this guy. It's like, he shouldn't be called Keith. I've got an Uncle Keith as well. But it's, yeah, Keiths are dying out.
Yeah, they are. All those kind of names are
Yeah.
going more so for men, I think. Keith, Gary,
Barry as
Kevin,
well.
Barry. Well,
There's a Barry in my antenatal class.
Is there?
Irish. He's
I-
Irish.
How
I feel like.
are the weird couples still going?
Oh, they're still going. Everyone keeps asking me about that, you know, since I mentioned it on the pod. This fucking weird, man.
Why?
I don't think they know they're having a baby.
Well, I think they do. They're at an antenatal class.
But I think they signed up for this class and like they just thought it would like tell them every, you know, like
They're
every,
not prepared.
they're just, and she's not listening. I feel like maybe she's, you know, part of me's like maybe she's one of those really sick people through pregnancy because she's just not there and she's draped all over him and she's just like,
Right.
but I'm just like, you two aren't ready for this.
I tell you what, gave me the ick today. Actually, I'm sat having a lovely lunch, right? And
Where? Soho House?
no, actually next door to it, Flying Horse Coffee. I was going to go to Soho House, but it takes far too long to be served these days. We've all got problems. And this girl sits right quite next to me, like quite close. Gets a laptop out and she's sniffing so
I hate the sniffing.
much, and she obviously had a bit of a cold, so it was like wet sniff.
Have you ever done the thing where you get out a pack of tissues? I have.
No,
And I've gone.
yeah,
Like passive aggressive, blow your fucking nose.
yeah. It never really. I've never massively been bothered, but like I was like, oh. So then I like was looking at her as if to go, stop sniffing or blow your nose. Like gross. She kept doing it. It was I can't stop thinking about her actually.
Yeah, my grandma used to call that snutching.
Snutching.
She'd be like, "Stop your snutching."
My grandma used to say to me, "Oh, shut up grunting, Lee. Shut up grunting," because I didn't know, and I didn't really know what grunting was.
was
It was
it?
like I'd be like,
Dad noises.
like, and she'd go, "Oh, Lee, shut up grunting. Shut up grunting." And like it became a thing. It became a catchphrase.
Yeah.
And I saw my grandma Mavis. She was telling
Oh
me
my
the story.
God. Mavis. Strong name.
Strong name.
It's not the baby name, but that would be a contender. I like Mavis.
Is it?
You don't get any Mavises anymore.
No. But isn't it funny? Like those kind of, I think we spoke about that. Those kind of old names are coming back in.
Yeah. But no Mavises.
Is it a standard name? Is it like it's a name, or is it a bit off the wall?
I think people will think it's off the wall, but it is a name. This is
Well, I mean, technically everything's a
I
name.
mean, everything's a name. Like curtain could be a name. Do you know what I mean?
I like curtain. Spelt Curtin. Curtain.
You'd have to call him Kurt, though, wouldn't you?
Kurt,
You
yeah,
just get
Kurt,
shortened to
sure.
Kurt. No, it is a name, and it was popular from the 1890s to the 1920s.
1890s to 1920s.
it's really old.
Oh, so we definitely, yeah.
But you won't realise it's a name now because no one's called it. I checked. You can check on the National Statistics database who was called it but it's always like a year in lieu. Do you know what I mean? Like the
Right.
new one will come out end of this year or whatever. And no one was called it last year. So
Oh
that's
my
really good.
God. So she's going to be like,
She's going to be like, only me, babes, which I kind of like, you know.
or well, wait till the end of this year. Imagine if it's like, that's been an influx.
Oh my
it's the most
God.
popular name.
It's when a film
Thousands.
comes out. Apparently there's going to be loads of Barbies.
Barbie.
Yeah, after the film now.
No.
They expect a lot of Barbies and they expect a lot of Elizabeths after the Queen died.
No. Well, I don't
Next
mind
year.
Elizabeth.
Yeah. My friends called her little girl Elizabeth, but she called Betty. That's her.
Me and my friends know someone who knows someone called Elizaveta.
Sorry?
Elizaveta.
Did they just spell it wrong?
I don't, possibly.
My friend's baby's middle name is Ren.
Ren.
Yeah, it's a girl's name. And that's like Ren is quite popular as a girl's first name now.
Ren.
But it's spelled R-E-N. And I always thought that was quite cool because it wasn't spelled like the bird. And I was like, she spelled it differently. But we found out recently, and she's only just come to admit it because she's quite a competitive person, like even with herself. She was like, no, I spelt it wrong on the birth certificate.
But you wouldn't spell it with a W.
Well, yeah, that's how people spell it.
Really?
Yeah, like the
oh,
bird.
no.
Like Ren Kitchens.
Well, yeah, I mean, a kitchen you can call it that, but I don't think it should be right for a
Yeah, that's why
name.
I liked it with the R.
Yeah, REN's better. She's made a good.
But
she's made a good.
no, she'd spelt it wrong on the birth certificate.
Well, Lee, what would you be called if you wouldn't be Lauren?
I mean, do you mean what my mum had?
Yeah.
Names?
Or what would you want to be called? I would like to be
don't
called
know.
Brett.
Right.
Brett or Cody.
Cody, it's too American.
Cody.
Cody. Brett is like, reminds me of that guy who used to do promo. I don't know. Yeah, he was a firefighter.
Oh, he sounds hot. I've never met someone called Brett who isn't hot.
I think Brett's are like
I
your
think I've
builders,
because
your
I only met one
firefighters.
Brett, and he's quite hot.
2 T's or 1.
2.
Okay. I don't know what I'd be called. I've just always been Lauren. Do you know what I mean? Loza.
Loza.
Yeah.
Dolly.
Yeah, Dolly. I've got 3 names there. Yeah, my mum didn't have any names for me, and then they were watching a film the night before, and I think maybe Lauren McCall was in it. And they were like, "Oh, how's Lauren?" My dad wanted Roxanne. I told you this
Roxanne,
already.
yes, of course.
But you know, hadn't been that long since the old song had come out. My mum was like, "Have a think about."
Roxy.
Yeah, but Roxy would
The
have been cool.
name on everybody's lips is gonna be Roxy.
That would have been good. I would have seen.
Is gonna be Lauren Denise.
Doesn't quite have the same
Denise.
thing.
Denzi.
Denzi.
Right. We've got to wrap this up, Lauren.
We have.
We should say a few words.
Oh my God, I've got something prepared.
Have you?
Yeah.
What have you got prepared? I've not got anything prepared. Maybe I should. Quick. Ask Chat GPT to write me something.
I just need to find it. Hang on.
It's
Are you ready? It's only very short.
Okay.
Fab Lifers, we'll be back next year with a whole load of new surprises. Until then, ta-ra!
Oh, it's course. It can't be an
it's gonna come back
episode
to
without
Scylla.
Scylla. God, love her.
Shout out to Kevin for that, the Fab Lifer. He
Yeah.
did that for me.
I wonder what she's doing right now. Is she looking up at us from hell?
She will be.
Not now.
I think she probably is. With,
Still complaining.
with champers in hand.
Yeah. Thinking, God love him.
God love him.
God
Still talking
love
about me.
Scylla. No, I mean it's been
emotional.
a long time we've done this. We've stuck to it. We've barely had breaks. And now the time has come.
For me to
So
go.
I think I would like to say a very big thank you to firstly the Vauxhall podcast studio, to Brian, to all our other producers that we have been through.
They've come and gone.
They've come and they've gone. They're still surviving somewhere out there, but restraining orders are restraining orders, and we won't see them again. But mostly, I'd like to say thank you to our lovely listeners and watchers.
Oh my God, the Fab Life.
A real loyal, lovely following. We get messages off them. We feel, I've been stopped in the street before to say that
They're a Fab
they're a
Lifer.
Fab
I love
Lifer.
that feeling.
Yeah. And it's been great. Who knew we'd have such a ball, and it's been absolutely wonderful doing it with you, Loza.
Oh, it has been, hasn't it, Lily?
Yeah. She's like, am I meant to be sincere now?
I struggle as well. With
Yeah.
sincerity.
So yes, thank you so much to everyone who has supported the pod over the last few years. Too many to mention. And if you've listened, if you've watched, if you've joined us very recently, the back catalogue is out there. You can binge
Catch
them all.
up.
We often have people saying I'm binging
I'm going
through
back.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you've been a Fab Lifer from day one, we thank you so much because, you validate this total drivel,
I
really.
know. We're global, baby.
We are. Oh, yeah. Big shout out to everyone in Japan
Oh my God. Hi, guys.
and Qatar
And Qatar. And Ireland.
and Poland.
And Poland.
Poland.
Let's not forget the Polish listeners.
No way. And yes, it's been wonderful. We will be back. We will be back.
be.
We don't know when. So
2024.
all it will be is until we meet again. I think we should name the episode Until We
Yeah.
Meet Again.
You can put a bit of Vera Lynn on this bit, maybe.
Oh yes, yeah, maybe. Nah, too much of an edit. Can't be bothered. Probably can't afford the rights either.
Yeah.
Vera.
No. I like Vera,
Oh.
though. I like Vera and I like Rita, but the two affiliated with Coronation Street.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a bit like
Yeah.
and Elsie Tanner.
Yeah. They're all too Corrie, aren't they?
Roy. It
Roy's
could be
role.
Roy. No, honestly, thank you so much to everyone who has supported it. Keep in touch. I'm sure we'll be
DMs.
popping back on the Fab Life pod here and there.
Oh, Hundy P. I might get a bit bored. Might just start, looking for old clips to put out.
Old clips, throwbacks. But yeah, it's been delightful to have your company every week, and until we meet again.
Ta-ra, Chuck.
Ta-ra, surprise, surprise, and we'll be back for series 4.
Oh my God.
Who knows when?
Until then, this has been episode 31 of season 3, and we're going into maternity. So have a fab life.
With Lauren and Lee.